Stay tuned to see what I'm clapping about. Welcome back everybody to Joel the Nose. Today doing a full review of the newest release from Hermes, and that is H24. I know many of you have seen this fragrance. It's been reviewed a number of times by some of the big reviewers in our Fragcom, and it came out a couple months ago, beginning of 2021. For those of you who haven't seen the box is kind of cool. I think I need to start out by saying you saw me clapping. Okay, why am I clapping? I'm going to get into that in a second. But I got to start out by saying, what was Hermes trying to do here, right? For years they've had a men's line. Think about the Terre de Hermes series, which was done by the former in-house perfumer, the legend, Jean-Claude Elena, who was there for many years. And basically, this is kind of their newest release from the men's series that's been really kind of hyped and publicized with the relatively new perfumer now, whose name is Christine Nagel. And she took over from Jean-Claude Elena. And so this is kind of, I think, a big deal, right? Because Hermes is obviously one of the giants in the industry, really legendary, obviously iconic fashion brand company, but their fragrances also have been very iconic. When you think about Un Jardin, and again, Terre de Hermes, just, really big fragrances, famous fragrances that have been beloved by many. So what were they trying to do with this? If you look at, kind of look what they talk about on this, this fragrance. They describe it as a fresh, delicate fragrance, and it's kind of like contemporary man or modern man as seen by Hermes. So what they've tried to do, it sounds like, is try to create this fresh, modern man. I want to say almost like a, metrosexual, urban, kind of hip, fragrance for men. And they talk about how they were blending nature and technology. And so what they've done is, I think they're trying to make this, again, very topical fragrance, very relevant to today. So what they've done with the box, this box is made of completely recycled material, recycled things. They've also, you're looking at here, a 50 ml bottle. They also sell it in a 100 ml bottle. By the way, this is $80 retail for 50 mLs, $105 for the 100 ml bottle. I got this at Saks Fifth Avenue, my local Saks. So, it's available, everywhere now, the finer stores. What's also part of this kind of recyclable trend, what they've done is, you can see in the back of the box there, if it's not too bright, you can actually buy a refill bottle, and it tells you on the back of the box how to refill either your 50 or 100 ml bottles. So if you want to get another fragrance, rather than have to buy a whole new bottle and waste that, you actually keep your bottle and you pour the not recycled, but the new fragrance into your bottle. So you're essentially recycling and reusing your bottle. So if you open this up, again, so that's part of this, I think what they're trying to do here, recycled paper. They also talk about how they try to use an aerodynamic design for the bottle. Take a look at that. Kind of cool, right? You can kind of see me through there. The bottle, I think some people either love or hate this bottle so far from what I've seen. I actually kind of like it. It's got this metal, it's not metal, I guess it's like a plastic cap, but it's a pretty substantial cap on the top. You can see the top there. And it's got the kind of metal top here. You have Hermes at the bottom. Again, this is the 50 ml bottle. The 100 ml bottle looks exactly the same. Very minimalistic. You just have the H24 logo there. So I think what they've done here is create a very sleek, modern fragrance for a sleek, modern, urban man. That's, okay, had to get past all that because you have to see what are they trying to do here, and then that kind of goes into my analysis of the fragrance. Again, it was just released in 2021. This is a masculine fragrance. Hey! And this is an eau de toilette. So first release, new series. It's not a flanker, totally new fragrance. EDT. I think they do that because EDTs are popular as a first fragrance among designer houses to kind of release to the masses because it's not as kind of strong or maybe intense. The notes, they list very simply. They don't list a lot of notes. They keep it simple. Clary sage, narcissus, rosewood. Then they have something called sclarine, which is they describe as a kind of woody metallic note. Not really familiar with it, but interesting. So let's get right into this. I'm going to spray it here. I've been wearing it this is my third time wearing it now. And right off the bat, I gotta say, I love this. And the reason why I was clapping, so let's get right into this. What I like, what Hermes has done here is they've broken away, or should I say, they've not followed this trend over the last 15 years of the blue, marine, salty fragrance that every designer house seems to do, whether it's Dior Sauvage, Acqua di Gio, Bleu de Chanel, Dolce & Gabbana, light blue. All those fragrances, again, you've heard me talk about this. One of the reasons why I don't like them is because they're all essentially copies or variations of each other. This Hermes has gone, I would say, like the Fleetwood Mac song says, go your own way. What I like about niche fragrances, you hear me talk about this all the time, is because most of them, not all of them, but for the most part, they're unique, they're independent, they're creative. And this is more, I would say, along the lines of a niche fragrance from a designer house. High quality ingredients, as always, from Hermes. You're going to get high quality ingredients. And you're getting something totally different. This is very green. It's kind of very aromatic. I think from the clary sage, you have a little bit of the floral, but it's not super floral. This is definitely more masculine, but I would say I would actually classify this for me personally as unisex. I think a woman could wear this. And it's still got that Hermes DNA. There's something earthy about it, which kind of reminds me a little bit of the DNA from the Terra de Hermes series. So I think it's kind of cool that the perfumer Christine Nagel has kept the DNA alive and well and kind of coming through that was started by Jean-Claude Elena. So I think that's really kind of masterful how they did that. I would say that it's got a touch of citrus, and it's not like that classic bergamot orange mandarin, again, that everyone seems to use in designer fragrances. To me, I think this is more of a lime. Could even be something like cucumber. The notes aren't listed, but it's, again, to me, a little bit more of this fresh lime, touch of citrus, very green, very aromatic, and totally different, again, from all the designer fragrances out there. So this is why I like this. This is why I bought this. This is why I'm applauding Hermes, because you've done something different. I don't know whether this is going to be a hit for them or not, okay? I don't know whether this is going to appeal to the mass young crowd like a lot of the popular designer fragrances do. This, to me, is a modern interpretation of a modern man, and it's going to be probably for someone, at least late 20s, all the way up to your 50s and 60s. I think this is going to be a perfect office fragrance. I think this is a perfect date fragrance. I think this is a perfect, it's not going to overwhelm anybody because it's an eau de toilette. It's not going to kill anybody. It is going to last, again, because an eau de toilette on my skin, typically 4 to 5 hours or so, which that's what I expect from an eau de toilette, okay? You're not going to get eau de toilettes lasting typically that much longer. And I think one of the reasons why is if you look at it, there's not a lot of base notes in this, at least that are listed. Base notes are what give you the longevity in a fragrance, okay? Like your woods, your ambers, your cedars, your patchoulis, things like that. Vanilla, tonka. This is not heavy on those. This is more heavy on your kind of middle and top notes. So it's going to give you this wonderful opening, just bright, green, fresh, a little soapy. And as it starts to dry down after about an hour, it goes into this really nice, I don't know how to describe it. It's this kind of metallic mineral vibe, and that's obviously from that sclarine note. And it comes across as, again, I think that's, so I'm thinking this kind of urban, city-like fragrance, which I think they were going for. So I'm going to give them props for succeeding in trying what they were, or accomplishing what they were trying to do, because that's how they described the fragrance. And I would say also that, how I would describe this, it's like the smell of Irish Spring soap mashed up with almost like spearmint gum. It's almost like a kind of minty, it's not pure mint, but it's got this like a little bit of a minty, basil-y vibe, but like a spearmint. So it's just very invigorating. This is a fragrance that's it's very invigorating. You come out of the shower, you spray it on, you're like, yeah, you're ready for the day. Gives you kind of energy, good pick me up. It's good fragrance that you can put on a couple times throughout the day because it's an eau de toilette and it's gonna, again, not last super long, but that's fine. I like fragrances that actually last 3 or 4 or 5 hours and then I can spray something totally different or I can respray this. You're gonna go through it relatively quickly again because I think on average I'm gonna spray probably around 10 sprays because I wanna, make it last a little bit longer and I wanna get more of a coverage on my skin. But it's just really nice. And I'm really surprised because although I liked the Terre de Hermes series, that's more of a vetiver kind of earthy based. This has also got that kind of earthiness again, but it's a green, almost plant-like. So I think what they've done again is continued the DNA from before, but taken it in a modern new interpretation, fresh green, light aromatic, a little bit almost minty or basil-y. Not, again, I don't know if those words are the best description because it is a kind of unique green smell. So anyways, there you have it. That is my review. I recommend it. Again, I never recommend a blind buy though. Try to get a sample. Go to a department store, spray it on your skin, wear it first, make sure you like it. Again, I think overall I like what they've done with the box. It's recyclable, it's refillable. As I showed you before, you can refill your bottle, so it's good for the environment. I would say good job, Hermes, on this one. I like it, and the biggest thing I like about it is you took a risk and you did not follow the herd. You could have easily said, we got a new in-house perfumer. We're going to now follow the trend of all the other fragrances and all the designer houses. No, they stuck a little bit more into the almost niche realm by going different and going unique. And for that, I applaud Hermes and Christine Nagel. Good job. This is Joel the Nose. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I, of course, appreciate all the support. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will be back soon with another video.